Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English, and this is Mukesh Soni. In this video, I shall have the discussion of the first semester BCA B.SC Generic English February 2024 examination question paper, and this question paper belongs to Bangalore University students, and this question paper can also be considered as a practice paper for the BNU students, for the Bangalore North University students, because both the universities have the same syllabus. And the duration for the examination 2 hours 30 minutes, and the maximum marks here 60. So let's begin it. So very first part of the question paper is here, section A, that means to say the workbook. And as usual, you know very well, the workbook has the weightage for 40 marks and the course book 20 marks. Under workbook, you have very first question where you need to read the passage. You need to read the passage. You can pause the video to read the passage, and you need to answer the 5 questions based on the passage. You need to answer the 5 questions based on the passage. So it could be WS questions, it could be fill up the blanks, it could be true, false, it could be suitable title to the passage. So it has only one mantra. Read the passage 2-3 times and solve the questions and write the answer to the point. So very first question is here, comprehension passage for 5 marks. Next question you have here, you need to arrange the following information in the MLA format. That's for 2 marks. And the question is here, the title of the book, Interpretation of World Culture. Year of publication 2004. Author John Sebastian. Publisher Cambridge Publications. So how to write in the MLA format? So as usual, we know the last name should be very first, Sebastian, comma, first name John, full stop, title of the book in the double quote begins, interpretation of the world culture, unquote, full stop, Cambridge Publications, the publisher, comma, year of publication, full stop. So this is how you need to arrange. You can watch my special video on how to write the bibliography, MLA or the APA format. You can watch the video. Link is available in the description box. So arranging the following information in the MLA format, that is for 2 marks. Next question you have here, you need to create a brochure using about the upcoming book exhibition in your in your culture, in your college, right? It's not in your culture, it's in your college. That's for 3 marks. So designing the brochure, the poster is your art. Only one thing you should remember, what is the college name, and some sort of images you need to draw. Mention the date, time, place, who has organized, or any kind of logo you can design, or you can also use here color pencils in examination. So try to make it more decorative and more presentable, and you will receive here 3 marks. Brochure writing, you can watch my special videos on brochure writing with examples, and the links could be seen in the description box. Next question you have here, data interpretation. You need to interpret this pie chart, and this pie chart speaks about how much water excuse me, how much water do we use, and that shows here. So this is for 5 marks, data interpretation. So you can answer like this. It's a sample answer. You can also, you can elaborate more than this. This graph, this pie chart indicates the usage of water. 26.7% water is used for toilet, and 21.7% water is used to wash clothes. For shower, 16.8% water is utilized. For faucet, 15.7% water is used. 13.7% water gets waste due to the leakage. This calculation indicates that more water is utilized for toilet and washing clothes, which should be minimized to save water. Now you can also give some more comparison, the highest and the lowest, or the same level of the amount of water being spent or being used. So this is how you need to interpret the data. So for the data interpretation, again, I have done a special video. The link is in the description box. Please go to the link for more examples. That's going to help you. So data interpretation for 5 marks. Now you have the questions from the listening skills, from the communication skills. You have now 1 mark questions. What is listening? Listening is receiving language through the ears. Listening involves identifying the sounds of speech and processing them into words and sentences. Question number two: what is deep listening? Deep listening involves hearing more than the words of the speaker but taps into the deeper meaning, unspoken needs, and feelings conveyed. It is something that is done with the heart as well as mind. These are all 1 mark questions. Mention any two differences between listening and hearing. Hearing is the physiological ability to perceive, and listening involves actively paying attention and interpreting the meaning behind those sounds. So, listening is a psychological process. Then we can say hearing is quite passive, listening is active. Active. What is critical listening? Why is the critical listening so important? Critical listening is used in many communication situations. It's used in the workplace to help develop the problem solving process, encourage the divergent thinking, and welcome innovative ideas. It can also be used in research and academia, like you are listening to my video. So it's a critical listening. Then, which are the two types of listening we have? We have active listening and we have passive listening. One more question: what is active listening? Active listening is fully engaged while another person is talking to you. It's a listening with the intention to understand the other person completely rather than listening to respond. So respond is not important, listening is more important because you are very active here. It includes like open-eyed questions like how did you feel, what do you think, what did you think, so your facial expression changes. Then seventh question: mention the two types of communication, verbal communication and non-verbal communication. So out of those 7 questions, you are going to opt here any 5 questions, each for 1 mark. So listening is here for 5 marks. Still, we have few more questions about listening. Then mention any two objectives of active listening. 2 marks question. Active listening helps to develop relationship, to build trust, and it also helps us to be empathetic. Then mention the verbal signs of active listening: positive reinforcement, remembering, reflection, clarification, summarization. That's for 2 marks, compulsory questions. And the last question: give an example of verbal communication. For example, you're talking on the phone, you are attending an interview, you're asking questions, you are making videos, you are speaking over the radio. They're all examples of verbal communication. So communication and listening skills both have the weightage for 10 marks, 5 plus 5. Now we have questions from the language functions. How to introduce yourself to your parents? How do you introduce your friend to your parents? Hi mom, this is my friend Mr. Sushant. He's studying with me. 2 marks. Now you need to fill the blanks with the appropriate dialogues, and the filled one is here with underlined. So based on the previous dialogue, you need to fill the rest of the one. So teacher says that the college is offering certificate courses from next month. So what question can I frame? I'll say, may I know? Okay, sorry. We have one more response here. The course will help you in gaining more knowledge about the subject. So based on the teacher's dialogue, the course will help you in gaining more knowledge about the subject. I need to prepare a question. May I know the importance of this course? Then another statement: the course will be conducted for free. So again, I need to frame a question. Is there any fee for this course? So like this, from the answer, you need to prepare the question and you need to fill the appropriate dialogue. So that's for 2 marks. Third question is here for 1 mark. You need to inquire in the college office about the last date to pay exam fee. Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me the last date to pay examination fee or to pay college fee? So these are the 5 marks questions from the language functions. Now you have a choice. You have two questions with choice here. One question is here, how to make coffee by using such ingredients like instant coffee powder, milk, sugar. So you need to prepare the instructions how to make coffee. So when you're preparing in the instructions, you should always use the main verb first in the imperative form. So combine 1 teaspoon instant coffee powder, 2 teaspoon sugar, and 1 teaspoon hot water in a serving cup. Mix very well for 2 to 3 minutes till the sugar dissolves. Pour half cup of hot milk over it and mix gently. Repeat the steps 1 and 2 to make 3 more servings and serve immediately. So this is how you need to make the instructions. Now, if you don't like that question, you have another choice. You need to go through this picture and you need to write how to use this device or this kind of object. So read the picture, write in few steps how to use the pancake maker. So we have the steps here. Number one, add the bread and pre-cooked meat or cheese if desired. Second, egg plate, add egg right to the egg plate. Layer top egg with the two bread slices, and then slide egg plate out to finish sandwich, and afterwards serve it and have it and enjoy it. So like this you can make here 5 or 6 steps here and you'll be getting here 2 marks. You have a choice here. Now we are moving to the grammatical grammar. You need to frame the question tags. And what is the rule of question tag here? Parents are always concerned about their children. So this sentence is a positive sentence. So your question tag should also be negative. You need to copy the sentence. You need to remove the full stop, add here comma, and are will become here are not. That is aren't. Parents pronoun is here they. So aren't they. Second question, Amit answered all the questions in the interview. So, comma, didn't he? Why didn't he? It's in the positive. So, the negative form, not answered, ed form that shows here. Did is the hidden form. So, did not he? Didn't he? So, that's about the language function. Sorry, let's about the question tag. That's for 2 marks. Then you need to frame here WH questions to get the underlined word or phrase as an answer. So experts have suggested that social distancing is important for good health. So we need to get the answer social distancing. For that we need to prepare the question. So I got a lot of ambiguity, unclarity in this statement, but even though I have tried the close answer for this question here, I would say what is important for good health according to experts, then what have experts suggested for good health. Labu was a great storyteller in his village. So here also I have got the close answer. Who was Labu? We can't say who was Labu in his village. It's again a redundancy. So we'll say who was Labu. That's for 2 marks. Then we need to find here correct form of the verb. Women has or have been oppressed since ages. So WOMEN, women is the plural. So obviously helping verb should also be plural. Women have been oppressed since ages, have been, right? Let's move to the next question. Appropriate linkers, hence, however, because, eventually. So we need to apply anyone linker and we need to fill the paragraph. This restaurant has the best kitchen in the town. However, their staff is quite rude. So what's the answer? However. Then I didn't want to support the argument. I put my headphones on and listened to some smooth, smooth jazz or the song. So here, eventually, why eventually? Because eventually means here finally, at last. Then we can't go on a holiday we don't have holidays. We can't go on holiday because we don't have holidays. So this is how these are the 3 marks linkers, question marks 2 marks, framing questions also, framing questions, 1 minute, framing questions for 2 marks, so 4, then 3 marks we have here, linker. So totally the remedial grammar will be for the 7 marks, and here you have the opportunity to get the out marks. So these are the questions from the 40 marks syllabus from the workbook. Now we shall have the discussion for the 20 marks questions, and under 20 marks the first section we have 2 marks 5 questions out of 8 questions. So to question number 1, why does the speaker choose to use the plantain leaf in I shall go back in the new year? Why does he use the plantain leaf? He says that he would pluck plantain leaves from his backyard and throws his spoon and use his own hands to eat everything. Then how does the author take solace in the story? Solace means comfort, because the author takes solace from the thought that the tree is tall and he's totally safe. The wolf cannot harm him anyway. Then the third question we have here, why did Alu's family go to meet Mr. Welji? So Alu would like to study at American universities. He applied to many American universities. His mother did not want him to send away or far away, and Alu went to meet Mr. Welji, a school officer, to seek an advice whether to study further or or sorry, to seek an advice whether to send Alu or not. So why did Alu's family went to meet Welji? Alu's family went to meet Welji, the school officer, to get an advice that should they send Alu to the American university or not. Question number 4. What are the topics Jalaluddin usually discussed with Kalam? Jalaluddin usually discussed the spiritual matters. Then, women are inferior to men in strength and energy. Strength and energy, women are inferior. The next question, how did Kalam make his first earnings? By selling the bundles of newspaper with the help of his brother Samsuddin, and Alam used to get sorry, I'm really sorry. uh, how did Kalam make his first earnings? How did Kalam make his first earnings? By helping Samsuddin to catch the bundles of newspaper, Kalam made his first earnings. Then last question for 2 marks, what promise does the mother take from Alu in the story Leaving? The mother asked him that he should promise that he will not marry a white girl in America and will not indulge in any bad habits, and he also promises the same. So, out of these 7 questions, you need to opt here 5 questions, each for 2 marks. Now, we are moving to the paragraph type questions. Any two out of 4, 5, you need to opt each for 1 mark. The the statement, the tree offers all the comforts and facilities, but human beings need freedom. The short story titled The Wolf is written by Farooq Sarwar. In this short story, the unknown narrator breaks the barriers of his own imagination and taste freedom. The narrator tells that he had taken shelter in a tree for a long time, but very much afraid to come down because he is afraid of a bloodthirsty wolf under the tree. The narrator is afraid that if he comes down to the ground, the wolf will tear him into pieces. He describes the tree on which he has taken refuge. The tree is unusual but not a magical tree. Although it's not a magical, it grants him all the things he wishes for. For example, a warm bed, TV with stereo speakers and worldwide channels, all kinds of food, etc. The narrator is happy to be on the tree, which gives him all the comforts of life. But the only thing the narrator feels he does not have, that is called freedom. The narrator is sure that freedom comes with its cost, and that cost is his life. If he tries to run away from the tree, he will be killed by the wolf waiting for him below the tree. The narrator thinks that he doesn't have the courage to face the wolf and kill it. The narrator recalls the days in his life when the wolf was chasing him. He breaks into cold sweat and his heart sinks. He thanks God for saving him from the wolf by providing the trees so that he could be safe on it. Even in his despair, the narrator feels that he is safe because the trees is small one and the wolf cannot reach him. The narrator feels safe during daytime, but at the night he is very troubled by the nightmares. He is agonized because he is a captive of the tree. He wonders how long he has to suffer the agony of captivity. He wonders if he has to wait for the wolf to die of hunger, but there is no hope for all. One morning, he is surprised to find another man who has also taken shelter on the tree. The man had also chosen the very same tree to escape from the other another wolf which was troubling him. The wolf which was troubling the new man could not reach him. Both the narrator and the new man were afraid that the wolves were hunting them. Both of them have every means of comfort on the tree, but they are haunted by boredom and a feeling of oppression. The frightful images of the wolves never allow them to sleep. They can't sleep peacefully. The narrator describes the nature and the attitude of wolves. The wolves usually are silent, but sometimes they are overcome by madness and attack the tree ferociously, which frightens both of them. The narrator finds something unusual about the wolves. The other man's wolf doesn't bother the narrator, and the narrator's wolf does not bother the other man. So, what astonishes the narrator is that even the wolves themselves do not bother each other. One day, after long discussion, they both decide to get down and confront the wolves. They are fed up with the imprisonment on the tree. The narrator's friend jumps down even before his wolf, even before his wolf could react. He kills it with the branch of the tree. The narrator does not have the courage to get down, and his wolf claws desperately at the tree. The narrator's friend encourages him to get down, assuring him that the wolf is weak, could be killed easily. The narrator does believe his words and shivers in fear. His wolf starts to shake the tree, and strangely, the tree starts to shrink. The narrator is terrified and numbly waits for death to take him, but the narrator's friend urges him to jump down. He convinces the narrator that the wolf is just an embodiment of imaginary fears which can be kicked out of our path of freedom. The narrator then gathers all his courage and jumps down. The narrator now feels free. He experiences the beautiful world of freedom. When he looks for his friend, he can't find him. He looks around and finds himself surrounded by many trees. He finds that each tree is occupied by one individual and a wolf growling beneath each tree. Question number one, no, sorry, question number two. So I have tried to give you the elaborated answer so that any question will be fitting question for such lengthy answers. Explain the all the activities the speaker would like to do in the process of going back to civilization. The poem titled I Shall Go Back in the New Year is composed by Nilim Kumar. In this poem, the poet speaks about the resolution made for the new year. He expresses his willingness to go back instead of stepping forward for the new year. He would like to look back and reflect what he had accompanied in the past. He gives more importance to the past than the future. He wants to go back from the civilization, and for this, he takes some decisive resolution. He rejects the idea of buying a new car this year as everyone thinks. He decides to sell his two cars to buy a bicycle. Unlike other people, he doesn't wish to build a new house. Instead of buying a new flat, he decides to demolish the concrete walls of his compound and build a bamboo fence which will air to pass through without intervention towards his home. It shows that he doesn't like walls and he's a man of free thoughts. He emphasizes to return to the past instead of planning for future. Instead of buying a new Android mobile, he wishes to repair his old phone which he bought only for rupees 800. He would like to arrange a new Chinese eyeglasses. Instead of going for one checkup, he could easily get those reading glasses for just 100 uh, 150 rupees. Sorry, there's an error. 150 rupees from the footpath of Fancy Bazaar, FANCY. He wishes to go back to the past. The civilization was developing and he would like to lead a simple life. So these are all his activities before he goes to the new civilization he would like to complete. Third question, comment the difference between old and the new generation as in Alu's family in the story Living. The story Living is set in Tanzania. It's a story of a woman who raises her five children alone after the early death of her husband. Her two elder daughters got married. The eldest son acquires a job. The mother focuses on the two younger ones, Alu and the youngest, the narrator. Alu is in his final year in school and the girl is in the university. She pins all her hopes on them. They will have a better education. She sells their store and moves to Opanga. The place is quiet and provides a better environment for them to study. The return of Mr. Dattu, the former teacher, inspires Alu to think of further education in America. He wants to study medicine. He starts writing to American universities to get the necessary information. He's not keen on studying the agriculture in local university. He's offered a place with a scholarship in the Institute of California Institute of Technology. However, his mother is unhappy about the prospect of him going far away and the expenses also involves. To seek advice, Alu's mother meets with Mr. Velji, the school officer, who is impressed with Alu's results and recommends that he should accept the offer. Same time, he also warns Alu's mother that she will lose her son, but Alu protests that many parents send their children overseas and without losing them. After much consideration, Alu's mother relents and allows him to go abroad and to do his education. The narrator, for the first time, sees a mother as a persona, not just like the mother, someone who has always thought only of the children's welfare. Alu's first letter was a graphic, enthusiastic account of London, but to the mother, she is uncertain of his return. So Alu promises to remain true to his values and beliefs and write excitedly from London, where he stops over before continuing to America. He is thrilled with the new opportunities presented to him, while his mother wonders if she will ever see him again. So the narrator observes her mother's sadness and reflects on the sacrifices that he has made to provide her children with a better future. Last question of your question paper. Write the difference between the attitude of Shiva Subramanya Iyer and his wife towards Kalam. Shiva Subramanya Iyer, Kalam's science teacher, was an illuminated soul, though he belongs to an orthodox family and had a very conservative wife. He wants to homogenize the stratified society of Rameshwaram by breaking social barriers. Therefore, he invites Abdul Kalam to his house for a meal, but his wife did not allow entrance of Muslim boy inside her kitchen. Shiva Subramanya Iyer was not perturbed, nor did he get angry with his wife, but he served instead he served Kalam with his own hands, sat down beside him to eat his meal. So his wife washed his wife watched from behind the kitchen door. So this is the example of the attitude between Shiva Subramani Iyer and his wife towards Kalam. So this is okay. We have one more part here. So he wants to confront and destroys his abominable conduct of his wife, and invited Abdul Kalam again for the meal next weekend. Meantime, his wife had reformed. The woman not only cooks or allows him meal in the kitchen, but she sat beside him to serve meal with her own hands. The incident penetrates deep within his heart, and he feels weightlessness, free and equal. A sense of comrade lie germinates inside him. This impression makes him a successful team member, which results in his triumph during the last years or during later years. So, friends, this is how I try to solve the question paper of first semester BCA BSc 2024 examination. And all the videos links you can see in the description box. I recently also done the other universities QP. Please check the video link, as well as you can check the video link, or you can also check the playlist in the description box. You'll find all the videos links. So thank you so much. I wish you good luck for the examination.